I'm Ed Drake and I'm here to talk to you about your next ski holiday. Now inevitably when you talk about ski holidays you're thinking airports, baggage control, as well as the inevitable flight delays that come part and parcel of airplane travel. But I'm here to tell you that you need to look no further than your trusty wagon for your next trip to the Alps. As part of your baggage allowance for the aeroplane, you get this bad boy for free. This one is going in the hold, it's going to cost you about £40. And we get all of this for free. One of the best bits about going by road means that if you can pack it, you can take it. Annoy fellow chalet guests. Legroom, no issue. Bring your comforts with you. And one of the biggest advantages of going by Eurotunnel means that you can take your pets along too. And the most important thing, keep it lively. Now before you set off, make sure you check the treads in your tyres, topped up your antifreeze, and all the other fluid levels are full and ready to go. Don't forget, you need one of these. Keep the French happy. Now that we're all packed up and ready to go, one thing left to do is get on our way. We're heading out to Morzine Avoriaz for an epic ski trip, and we are going to be travelling in style. Now, trust me, once you've driven to the Alps, you'll never look back. Unless, of course, you're looking in the rearview mirror. But first, we've got an early departure tomorrow, so I better get my beauty sleep. Oh, wow. 4:20, next stop, Eurotunnel. So, we've just got down. We made it absolutely no issues from Surrey at this time in the morning. But if you've never been here before, you come through the ticket kiosk and then you come to here. It's like a motorway service station. You can go and grab your duty free, you can get your alcohol, you can pick up some perfume, you can also refuel yourself, grab a coffee, grab some food. If you've come by electric car, there's plenty of charging points just over here, but don't take too long. Train to catch. Now we all know that travel can sometimes be stressful. But the Flexi Plus ticket can take that stress away. You can turn up whenever suits you. You can turn up any day, any time, and queue jump straight to the front of the train and get on. Not only can you do that, you can also use the complimentary lounge where you can grab yourself a paper and a coffee before you head on the road. Let's get on the train. Straight at the front of the queue, Flexi Plus ticket is the way to travel in style. Right, so, job done. Driven onto the train, right at the front. It's time to sit back and relax. It's 35 minutes once the train gets moving. Next stop, France. Now it's going to get pretty loud down here. We're shortly going to set off and then 35 minutes later we will be in France. And what a feat of engineering that is. Now we're just getting underway. It took nearly 5 years to complete. 13,000 workers from both the UK and France collaborated to get this thing done. It was opened by the Queen herself. The Eurotunnel has carried 90 million vehicles, from cars to horse boxes to trailers, freight, campers, caravans, you name it, it's been on the Eurotunnel. 90 million vehicles, to give that in perspective, is enough to go bumper to bumper from Earth to the moon and back again. Pretty impressive stuff. But one record you may not know about is Chris Froome has become the first ever person to cycle between the United Kingdom and France using the service tunnel to create this extraordinary record. So we're now in France. It's just before 8:30 in the morning. After only 35 minutes on the train, the sun is shining. We've got about 860 kilometers to go. But the rule number one when you drive in France, stick to the right-hand side of the road. Right, let's talk about route. We're going to be taking the tried and tested route that generally offers the quickest journey time between Calais and the Alps. First up, Reims, then Dijon, then Macon, then Geneva, hook a left and head east to the Alps, and it's up to Morzine. So we're coming up to a péage. Thankfully, we've got one of these bad boys. It's an automatic péage ticket thing, so it means that you don't actually have to stop and take a ticket. So no need for you to scramble around looking for change when it comes to paying. Just have one of these before you go, and it should let you straight through. There we go. Did you hear the beep? That means good to go. So no stopping, no scrambling around for change, no lost tickets. Again, day just got a hell of a lot easier. Now that we're in France and on the roads, these are a few things that you will need to bring with you by law to drive in France. You will need high-vis vests, preferably one that's big enough for you, head beam adapters for driving on the wrong side of the road, breathalyzers, a warning triangle, not law, but always a good thing to have with you, a first aid kit. If you're heading to mountainous regions, you'll need these bad boys, set of chains. So we are a couple of hours into our French trip now, just outside of Reims, and it's going lovely. No issues with congestion, no issues with delay. We've stopped a couple of times, we have a coffee. I mean, why would you want to lug your stuff through an airport? Loads of people, loads of hassle. This is straight stuff in the car, get on the road, do what you like. Great bit of freedom. So perfect time to talk to you about driving on the continent. So now we're in France. Speed limits are different. So in France, with the motorway network being so good, the roads are a lot wider, there's a lot less traffic on the road, the speed limits are increased. It goes from 130 in the bright sunshine to 110 in the rain. That's on the motorway. If you're on a dual carriageway, it's 110 kilometers an hour, and again, bad weather means 20 clicks lower, and you can only go 90. Now, it's time for us to refuel. What better time to talk to you about the costs of getting to the Alps? Now, typically when you're going on holiday, you tend to think about your airfare, which can be expensive. So I want to talk to you about the price of getting to the Alps by car. Now, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. So we worked out from Morzine to London, or London to Morzine, it's about 650 miles, which uses about 12.5 gallons of fuel, which is roughly, in today's money, about £85. So if you could fill your car and split that cost evenly, it's actually pretty cheap. With the UK now out of the EU, one benefit is that you can now shop tax-free. So bear that in mind if you're planning on making any big purchases whilst abroad. Bit of cashback, everybody loves cashback. But make sure you shop at a store that offers tax-free shopping, spend over €100 and ask them for a tax refund form, which you can then fill out. You then scan it at a kiosk called a Pablo kiosk, and you can find those located in the passenger terminal at the Eurotunnel in Calais. Get your rebate, get home. Jimmy, mate, I'm tired.
Oh yeah? You want to swap?
Yeah, okay.
That's easy. That was easy.
So, we are about 4 hours away from Morzine at the moment. We've been driving non-stop, but it's been a delight. The weather has been great, the roads have been pretty clear, but I've had enough of driving. I've been able to catch up on my Netflix, but now it's time for me to catch a few Z's.
Unbelievable. So Ed, it's good to have you back after a couple of hours sleep. So yeah, as Chief Navigator in the passenger seat, give us a little update. Where are we?
Well, I think we're in Dijon, but I've had a great nap. I'll give you an update of the car seat. It's brilliant. I've had a 40 winks, ready and raring to go. But we are about 3.5 hours away from Morzine, which puts us into town at about 5:45. I'm really hoping we make it in time for the ad break.
Right, Ed, well, we don't want to labour on the topic because we're all quite bored of it over the last couple of years, but COVID still remains a threat.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're concerned about COVID, you're in a vulnerable category, then using the car is a really great way of getting to the Alps because you can control the environment. You're only in the car with people that you know, and all of the service stations still through France, masks are mandatory still at the moment. So it's one of those things, if you are concerned, it's a great option to get to the Alps because you can totally control your environment.
Right, Edville, I noticed that you got on very well with little Leo the cat when we're back at home. So if we wanted to bring him with us one year, how easy would it be?
Super easy. It's really, really easy. You just have to go and visit your vet within 10 days of your travel date. Okay. So that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
To prove that your pet is microchipped.
Yeah.
Vaccinated.
A bit like us then.
Yeah, but this time for rabies. So you can't have rabies. And to make sure the pet's older than 12 weeks old. Basically, it's as simple as that.
Nice. Well, next year Leo's coming.
You can bring all your friends. So we're about 7 hours in. We have less than 100 kilometres left to go. We are travelling east across underneath Geneva towards the snowy Alps with the peaks on the horizon. With an hour and a half left to go, Morzine is in sight. So we made it to the snow, and it's a good opportunity for us to talk about our carbon footprint. Now, sustainability is a hot topic across the globe, but especially for our ski industry as it threatens our sport. Quite simply put, with temperatures increasing, the snow's melting, and our ski areas are shrinking. Now, there's no getting away from it. There is a huge carbon cost to a ski holiday, but we can all do our bit by limiting our carbon footprint by jumping in a car with 4 of your closest ski mates. Now, if we talk about figures, jumping on a plane is 133 kilograms of carbon per person. In a car, fill it with 4 of your mates, and then all of a sudden that drops significantly to 66 kilograms per person. I know exactly which way I'm getting to the Alps. So we've made it to Morzine. 10.5 hours behind the wheel, door to door, moving time. You know what? It's not that bad. 10.5 hours, chilled, relaxed, do what you want, stop when you need, stretch your legs when you feel the need. But I do need something else now. Time to go grab a beer. So this is what it's all about. We're here in beautiful Morzine, and it is absolutely stunning. We picked it because it's one of the most convenient to get to from the United Kingdom, but also the ski area is fantastic. The Porte du Soleil is epic. Now, I'm always going to be driving to the Alps, and I hope over the last few minutes I've managed to convince you to at least think about jumping in your car for your next trip. But let's hit you some figures. So getting out to the Alps is going to cost you on average about £100 worth of fuel each way, depending on your vehicle and depending how heavy your right foot is. It's going to cost you about £100 each way by Eurotunnel, and it's going to cost you about £60 each way for the tolls. Add that together, £520, divide that by 4, fill your car, that's £130 each person. Now, if you can do that by plane, including your luggage, including your transfers, you're doing really, really well. But it's not all about the cash. Driving to the Alps is easy, it's comfortable, it's convenient, but also it's fun. It's a road trip. It's an epic way to start your holiday. Hope you've enjoyed the video, but that's enough from me. Got some skiing to do.